Hi everybody, we're here with new addition Fintan Flannelly joining the developer sales team to head up the sales department for the division. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Great to be on board. I'm very impressed you got my name right this time.
I did, John. We also have Carl Allsopp, the COO of the business.
Hello.
Welcome aboard.
How long has it been, Fintan? Me and you have been speaking now because you've just joined the business this week, so welcome first and foremost.
Thank you very much.
We've been speaking for a couple of years.
Dancing around for a few years,
Yeah, and I've been trying to, all that time for a couple of years, try and get you to join the business, and now's the time.
Everything happens at the right time.
Yes.
And now's the right time, so great to be here, guys.
Good. So Fintan, why do you think now's the right time for Allsopp and Allsopp to start up this new department, developer sales? What's changed?
Well, if I'm looking at you guys as a company, you've been super successful in secondary. You've built your business, you've gone from the leasing, property management, into short term. It's the missing string in the bow, isn't it? The opportunity in the market there is fantastic at the moment. There's a new energy, there's a new life in the off-plan market, and I think the way that Dubai has coped with COVID and come out of that, there's a real appetite for foreign investment into Dubai, not just in residential but commercial, but also in business and setting up here.
I think anecdotally, there's been a large proportion of sales transactions happen this year in favour of developer off-plan sales, actually outweighing secondary market. So do you think buying new from someone is now a preference? Because obviously I'm now seeing lots of new developments come up, and the architecture and the rendering, everything's so modern. I've seen a development the other day where there's lifts in there and there's new cooling systems. Do you think people are more drawn now to that new shiny toy, so to speak?
I think you've always had this pendulum that swings from secondary to off-plan, and when secondary prices were down, since I came here in 2015, secondary prices were down. Developers had to be creative with payment plans or come up with smart technology to entice them to come back. Now that the prices in the secondary market have bounced back in certain segments, I think people are looking now to the future and saying, you know something, I can't find what I want in the market today. The price that I'm paying today is actually quite high. Maybe the only property I can find is a rented property, and I'm going to have to wait 12 months. So to wait another extra 12 months to find something that's, as you said, brand new, something that's not in the market. Some developers are allowing customization in homes so people can have a real say in their eventual home. I think that's a big attraction.
Look at Emaar. Emaar 7 billion in 9 months. It's their record quarter in Q3.
Yeah. Wow.
That says to me everything you need to know about the property market. Everything at the moment.
What sort of people are buying these off-plan properties then? Because we know in Dubai, we see a huge transition from tenants to buyers. People are staying here a lot longer, so they're actually buying properties. We know by nationality typically who's buying where. Who's buying in this off-plan market this year and more recently?
I suppose it depends on which segment. For example, if you were looking down in Dubai Marina, we look at Select or Beachfront by Emaar. You've got an awful lot of people that have come over from Europe. They've come over here. They see Dubai as fantastic value for money. Compare price per square foot from whether it's Rome, Berlin, Madrid, London, Paris.
Dublin.
Dublin as well.
Yeah.
The prices in Dublin have really shot up now. You've got all the tech companies based in Dublin. And the difference with Dubai allowed the building to continue during the COVID period at home. In Dublin, it wasn't deemed an essential need. Now, housing is an essential need, so population keeps on growing. Financial crisis comes, people have to sell, but people in business, unfortunately, at home as well, people separate, and all of a sudden they need two homes, not just one family home, and there's nothing being built. So that's why the prices have really escalated out of control. Maybe in some parts of Dublin, you probably see it in different areas in the UK as well. Whereas here they see it's still very good value for money.
It's one of the reasons we backed away from the Dubai property market in terms of developer sales. We were dabbling in it a little bit many years ago, but I think we all seen when the property market prices dropped, the developer prices were here and the resale prices were here, and every buyer was just like, what's the point?
Where's the incentive?
I remember developers literally calling us saying, Lewis needs to sell a unit. There's a one bed in Marina for like 1.1 million on resale. And we'd sit down with a very big developer and they said, we've got a 1.6. And they couldn't give you a reason for why someone should buy it. Because these, 4, 5, 6 years ago, these post-payment plans didn't really exist. I mean, I've got properties and so have you on post-payment plan. It's crazy. You can buy in Jumeirah Golf Estates at the moment an apartment for 1.3 million for a 2-bed unit on a 6-year payment plan. You know, effectively the rent you receive goes straight towards 70% of the payment for the yearly payment.
Return on investment in that particular development is 27%, 20%, 15% reducing year on year. So, I mean, in terms of like investments out there at the moment, why would someone go towards off plan as opposed to secondary? In your opinion, I know there's lots of different reasons. Why would someone do that?
Okay, if I talk about maybe 2 projects in particular at the moment. One that's down in Business Bay. I've been going into a building, Burlington Tower, for the last 6 years, into Ellington's office. And every time I go there, I see this fantastic piece of real estate. It's just the peninsula.
Just outside our office, isn't it?
Yeah, just out here, down to the left, stone's throw. That's so unique. That is just a fantastic piece of real estate, surrounded by water. Come out, 5 minutes, you're at the metro station, Shakeside Road, 5 minutes DIFC, and 5 minutes you're back at Burj Khalifa and the mall. But this is a complete community. There's 8 towers, 1 hotel, lots of open green spaces. The developer also owns gymnasia, so they put in the best facilities. So people that buy in a select building, typically they don't really need a gym membership because they're getting the paddle tennis court in their community, jogging tracks, and it's a lifestyle. But you're not compromising on being away from the heart of the city or work. And I like its uniqueness within Business Bay. Equally so, on the other end of the spectrum, you look at the townhouse and villa market, and you look again at the developer. It's Majid Al Futtaim, first residential development.
Are we talking about Tal Al Gaf?
Yeah, Tal Al Gaf. Yeah. So when you look at Majid Al Futtaim, everyone here has been in Mall of Emirates that lives in Dubai or visits Dubai. They know the developer. So there's the peace of mind straight away. But they've gone in there and they've looked at the market and they've seen what works, what floor plans work, what payment plans are attractive enough. And they've gone in with Elan townhouses, Harmony villas, Aura twin villas, and now they're about to launch fantastic luxurious villas, a small cluster, but it allows people to actually have some customization in the finishes from the outside all the way through the property out to your gardening, whether you want a small majlis or pool and landscaping. So it's like a la carte menu.
Yeah, I think if you talk about Tal Al Gaf and why someone would buy there is, I think we talked about it before just off camera. We were talking about the developers listening to what's going on in the market. I mean, how many houses can you name in Dubai that have floor to ceiling glass windows, modern exterior? It's very rare. And if you look at Tal Al Gaf as an example, the villas that they're launching are floor to ceiling windows. They're going to be probably 5 meters. 5 meters would it be? Probably 5 meter windows they would be. And then you've got the Lagoon. I don't know if you've seen the Lagoon in Dubai Hills. They've got something similar, a very small version of it, but it's just such an amazing lifestyle. And a developer that sat down and said, these are the type of houses people want to buy. This is the type of development they want to live in. It's going to be an easy sell. And when you compare that to the Springs, Lakes, Meadows, which are incredible communities, but the villas, when you stand them next to Tal Al Gaf, they're going to be worlds apart, like worlds.
Chalk and cheese. A small thing that they did. So they launched Harmony 1, and in Harmony 1 sold out and was fantastic. But they took the feedback from the difference between Harmony 1 and Harmony 2. So they extended the internal living space downstairs and upstairs. The people downstairs, there was a guest bedroom and a full bathroom outside. People wanted an ensuite downstairs and a powder room, so they changed the storage. So they made about 3 or 4 different choices for Harmony 2. But they went back to the clients that bought in Harmony 1 and said, would you like these changes in your home as well? The cost will be 70,000 dirhams. That will be payable in line with the payment plan, which was a 2-year post-handover payment plan for the remaining 40%. So I've never heard of that the developer has sold out.
It's very mobile, isn't it? They're very agile to work.
And they've gone back to the people because I think what they're looking at there is the overall customer satisfaction and experience. And how do you build your business? Word of mouth. So Majid Al Futtaim is somebody that I would be keeping a very close eye on and what they're going to do in the market over the next 5 to 10 years.
Beyond Tal Al Gaf?
Yeah.
So anybody that's watching this, how much can you buy Tal Al Gaf for now, and what are the new launch? What prices do they have and what are they? So just we start with the opening price with Elan, which was launched in January 2020. In there you were looking at 1.3, 1.4 for your 3-bed townhouse. Yeah. There's a premium
of about 15% on them comfortably. Okay, Harmony, you're looking at, they started at 3 to 3.3 without the garden suite. Garden suite was around 3.5. Garden suite, you won't get anything now really was under 4 million.
Wow.
Okay, or a little bit early to say, they were a new concept, the twins. The prices were a little bit higher, and I think what you're seeing now is Arabian Ranches 3 have come in with different types. Emar,
You've got Ellie Saab, haven't they?
Ellie Saab now is launching, but you've had Bliss in there, which is kind of a different kind of concept. So it's great to see the developers coming out and not just doing the copy and paste.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going back to why would people wait? Well, do you want to buy a house that's 10 years old that has no really unique features in it?
Yeah, or no curb appeal at all, if you're honest with yourself. That's the problem.
And maybe in an aging community that needs to kind of be lifted up. You're seeing the villa communities coming in now with splash parks and beach, and you mentioned the Crystal Lagoon. Harmony had 65%, or Al Gaff had 65% of the plot sold. The remaining 35, they've increased the Crystal Lagoon size by 50%.
So this is Lagoon that we talk about, and again, I'm going to get it on picture. There should be the pictures behind us now of the videos of the villas and the Lagoon, so it should be on here by the time I'm talking about it. The Lagoon, can you swim in it? What happens?
You can get your canoe and...
Can you actually get your canoe and go in it?
So there'll be water sports.
So if you accidentally fell in it, you could swim in it.
Yeah. Well,
oh no!
Hopefully we will swim.
My canoe went over.
But what they've done there, I think, with this is a community that has a destination. RGS School has gone in there, so people are going. It's people aspire to live there, and by actually starting with a townhouse to the 4 or 5 beds independent villas, bringing in a twin. Now with the luxury product that's coming in with the 2 islands, that there'll be villas there in the future. There's a saying, a rising tide lifts all.
Yeah.
So as you bring in these very prestigious homes, who wouldn't want to live in Tilal Gaff and be part of, I can visualize it already. There's a Central Park and Vox Cinema, because it's all part of Majid Al Fatain, will come in there. The beanbags will be out at night time and the families can just go out down.
I'm sold.
Yeah. I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in. Where do we sign?
Send me some SPAs.
Can we get some checks for the lads here quickly here?
What's your view going into the future then? Because obviously, it's a big shift in business strategy for us, going into this marketplace. I believe we can offer our clients true value and something a bit different to what's already out in the marketplace. That true investment experience rather than just that one bang, thank you, man, we've sold you something. But going into next year, and obviously as we scale this department, what do you see in terms of 2022? Because there is a concern. There's lots of stuff handed over. Is there going to be a swell and oversupply? What's your thoughts?
The first thing, why we'd want to go into this and be different to the hit and run salesperson that's typically in the developer market. Okay, my vision for this is that we're going to have that full investor and trusted investment advisor role. Okay, it's not just about the sale; it's about giving the progress updates to the clients, advising them on where the market's at, where the progress with the property and construction's at, bringing it down to closer to handover. You now have your maintenance team. We can do the snagging. We can turn around and say, do you want to resell your property, or do you want to rent it? Do you want to rent it short term, or do you want to put it on a traditional rental long term? And we can manage the property. So for me, it's about going in there with the client is for life, okay, and that complete overall look. It's not just about the sale in the short term, because that's how I've managed to come here and over the last 6+ years build a referral and repeat clientele, is taking that attitude. And what you hear people saying to me very often is, you're not like other people. And I'm like, oh, thank God, because that's the way I would love for us to build this team with that kind of vision. Because I think that's what's
took us a long way also, but also though, is because genuinely it's not just about the there and then, it's actually we care about the person's experience, acted upon it and listening, and this is a huge part of our life. Our name's above the door, so that couldn't be any more personal in terms of
there is no work-life balance. It is your life is your work. That's how it is for us. Our family, our name, everything is here. So we want to walk around Dubai and be like, oh, that's Carl Allsopp and Lewis Allsopp.
And I love nothing more when we speak to friends or family or people that you don't even know, where they say, oh, we Allsopp, we bought them, it was a great experience. I love it. And I want that to kind of transition over to that investment market where it might be a different mindset, but people feel that they have trust in us, that we're not just selling them something, but we're going to short-term let it, we're going to manage their property, we're going to help them mortgage it, and at the end of it, firstly, they've made money out of it, and secondly, they've had a really good experience.
Absolutely. Just on one other project that you're talking about, so we're talking about maybe very beautiful areas on the marina and this townhouse villa community, but equally so, there are projects across Dubai where you've got first-time buyers who are now facing rent increases, and they don't have the money now, but they think, okay, I can commit to buying something that'll be ready within 18 months. Allows them time to actually get a payment plan to get to the 20% that they can get a mortgage. And there's developers like Iman, and I know Ismail quite well, and he's got 5 projects done in JVC. Oxford Boulevard is about to hand over. Smart Technology.
And how much do they cost if you're a buyer? If you want to buy one bed in any of these?
675,000 to 700.
So 120,000 dirhams down, and you can mortgage the rest.
Exactly.
Wow.
A studio and there, and this is Smart Technology. Your lights, curtains, AC off your phone, and we're thinking again about the next generation doesn't know life without a smartphone. You've got children, okay?
Yeah.
They don't know. Give them a phone with a dial-up.
They would not do
They'd
that.
laugh at us, they would laugh.
So the guys coming in now, it's all delivery, it's everything. That has been a really successful launch and handing over 100% sold out. You won't see a billboard and you won't know much about them. And even if you speak to a lot of the companies that work in developer sales, and you will say, do you know this company? They probably won't. But he's launching a new project in January. Again, 4th project, and he's got an appetite to learn and grow and bring something new. So I'm looking forward to that one as well next year.
What about 2022? Because it looks inevitable that it's going to be an interest rate rise.
Yeah.
Whether it's 0.25%, 0.5%, we don't know. How do you think that'll impact the market? And in terms of what's your view going into 2022 with off plan, with the huge delivery of units happening?
I think there's still going to be an appetite. I think maybe as a project is coming 12 months out, people may hold back until it's delivered, okay, and see where the interest rates go to. But if there's a good off-plan project launch that has some unique factors within it, I still think that's really, really going to sell out. I think the interest rate increase, really compared to the rent increase that people are facing today, is going to be insignificant. Yeah, that's my own thoughts on it. And as the rent increases, it really is pushing people back to owning their own property. I'm on the cusp of looking at doing that now myself. Came here to Dubai, maybe we'll be here for a couple of years, 6 years in. Don't want to say how much rent I've paid, but for me, whether that's 0.25%, 0.5%, it's better than the alternative.
Definitely. Even in a declining market, owning a house,
it's still never been, even that if an interest rate rise does happen, it's still never been more affordable to buy a house in Dubai, particularly with the loan to values and mortgages being freely ready and available. Yeah. In terms of oversupply, I think a couple more questions from us. Oversupply concerns your side?
Not really. I think a couple of years ago there was a slowdown. If you go back to, end of 2018, early 19, there was new regulations brought in. The committee was set up to control the onslaught of development that was happening at that stage. Yeah. Came into COVID, things naturally slowed down anyway. So I think the delivery has been set back. So there was no real new launches in 2020. The 2019 ones are handing over slower. So what will it be like in 2024? I don't know, but I don't see the launches coming into the market like they were back in 2016 and 17 when I arrived here. I don't see as many.
I think there'll be more thought out launches. I think that's where it's going to be, rather than just launching a building and hoping.
I think what a lot of people are doing now is they're actually thinking of who are we building for, rather than building it for the sake of building it. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, very good thing. Any final questions from you?
Yes. I'm going to tell you my top 2, and then I want you to tell me your top 2. My top 2 developments in Dubai. I'm going to go number 1, the Atlantis Residences, and number 2, Tilal Al Ghaf. 2 very unique features. Atlantis.
Is there any reason why you chose Atlantis?
Atlantis is a community, not just an apartment, with features like Nobu on the beach, Hakkasan by Ling Ling on the over the pool. It's got the the community all built into it. That is not an apartment, that's a lifestyle. Tilal Al Ghaff is also the same. I love the fact that you've got the villa, you've got the beachfront. We're going to have Vox Cinema, you promised me there now.
Okay, I'll get you popcorn.
You get the popcorn and bring your
Vox
TV.
Deliver now
Yeah, they actually do, didn't they? The nachos and everything.
Yeah.
I love what that community is about. So when I'm looking for what I like in an apartment or a villa, it's not just actually what the floor plate is, it's also what's around it, which is massive for me. So they're my top two, Atlantis and Tilal Al Ghaff. What's your top two developments in Dubai?
Tilal Al Ghaff, sold on it.
Okay.
That's in here.
Die Hard, yeah?
Yeah.
Go have number two.
Peninsula.
Okay.
Yeah, really love it because of its uniqueness, and I just think it's on the doorstep of downtown.
Yeah.
And what they're going to offer there on waterfront and all the facilities and spaces, you can't get that in this pocket.
And what's your top two in Dubai? Ranch is free.
No, I love Tilal Al Ghaff. Everything it stands for, like the greenness, like the different variations of different properties there. And I would also say, to be honest, the second one, probably, I don't want to copy you, but the Atlantis Residences is absolutely stunning. And it will be, look, it's for a very small part of the marketplace, but you know, if you do go there, it is for the creme de la creme, and it's going to be a real showpiece for Dubai, really, as a whole.
He might let you visit at the weekend.
Yeah. He won't.
That's why I've gone there to get away from him. Well, thank you very much, Fintan, for coming on. I'm sure we'll see a lot more from you.
Yeah.
If you are considering buying a property in Dubai, you want to discuss investment advice on developer sales, anything developer-wise, please feel free to inbox us, DM, slide straight into Fintan's DMs.
That's it.
And he will be there to assist you in the best way possible.
Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.